session, but it's already almost at 1,000 members. It's at their capacity itself. So everyone here, please ask your friends and teammates who are yet to join the Zoom session to join as soon as possible, or tune into our YouTube live stream and watch the session on there. Thank you for the reaction, Tushar, Pradhan. I hope all of you guys are excited because this will be the first masterclass for the front-end web development program, and we'll be kicking it off in a very good way. Good evening, Samira. Good evening, Aditya. Good evening, guys. I'm very happy to see everyone so excited and active. Let's keep this energy throughout the entire session, okay? Okay, students, we are almost ready to go into the session. During the session, if you guys have doubts, questions, please note them down. There may be stops and breaks in between where we can take some time to clarify it. But make sure everything is written down and kept with you. And all other queries and doubts will be solved by our team. Just give us some time to look through all of your inputs. And shall we go live? Okay. So, students, I'm very excited and happy to welcome you all to the first masterclass of the front-end web development program of the summer certification program by IBM SkillsBuild and CSR Box. Today, we'll have a very good resource person here to take you through the introductory part of this program. So let me give you a small intro about the person. Mr. Tushar Sharma is a manager by profession and a passionate tech educator by heart. With years of hands-on experience in the digital and development sector, Mr. Tushar has been empowering you through tech-driven project and problem-solving approaches. In today's session, he is here not only to teach, but to demystify how websites are built from scratch. So without further ado, I welcome Mr. Tushar Sharma to kick off the first masterclass of a front-end web development summer certification program.
All right. Hi, Milan. Thank you so much for the introduction. I hope I'm audible, right? Perfect. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Super excited to be here and in this today's session. So it's the first masterclass. We're going to learn about the fundamentals of HTML and CSS. Now, before I begin the session, I want to do a quick pulse check. How many of you know or have worked prior to the session on HTML and CSS? If you have, you can just type 1. All right, so many of them. Great. Perfect. Okay. I see some too. Perfect. Great. Thank you so much for your response. Now, before further ado, I'll just simply share my screen and jump back to our today's masterclass. Just give me a minute. Right. I hope my screen is visible to everyone. Great. So before I begin, there are a few things which you need to know. And some of you who don't know or not have worked in HTML and CSS before the session, don't worry. I'm going to teach you step by step. I'm going to take you in a very basic format so that you will understand and get a good grasp on HTML and CSS. Now, before we begin writing our codes, we have to download something which is called a code editor. Now, there are many code editors available on the market, but the one I use is your VS Code. So if you simply go to your browser and search for VS Code, you can download it from here. And I prefer it because it is from Microsoft, so it is trusted source. Also, it's free. So you can download it from here. If you want to download it on a Mac, you can download it on Mac or Windows, Linux, whatever. Now, once you download it, it will open just like that here. You can see it over here. I have shared my screen. Perfect. Now, once I come to my VS Code, I will see following these options. I will create a new folder and I will name it as IBM SkillsBuild. Now, under IBM SkillsBuild, I'm going to make a new file, which is, let's call it index.html. Now, this is very important. Whenever we create an HTML file, we have to make sure the extension is HTML or HTM. You can go ahead with any of these. I'll go with HTML. And I will create one more file, which is style or styles, whatever, .css. Right? 2 files. Now, before I begin teaching HTML, what is HTML, right? So HTML stands for hypertext markup language. Now, please note that it is not a programming language. We don't use any arrays, functions, or complex coding in it. It's basically a markup language. It provides a structure to our website, a skeleton to our website. Now, if I have to give you an example, let's assume that your whole body is made by HTML. That is your skeleton, your skin, everything, right? And whatever you clothes you put on, black shirt, blue jeans, white sneakers, whatever, it is done by CSS. And JavaScript is the brain of your whole body, right? So your whatever websites, if you go to Amazon or Netflix, Instagram, the look and feel of that particular website, the structure, how it looks like, it's actually designed by HTML and CSS. Perfect. So I'll come back to my index.html, right? Now, why I prefer VS Code over any other text editors is because it's provide very helpful sort of interface to users. So if I simply type exclamation mark and press enter, it will give me a boilerplate. That is, I don't have to write doc type HTML language, head, body, right? It is given to us automatically. Now, what is doc type HTML? It actually defines the version of the HTML. We are using HTML5, so it defines that the document type of HTML is HTML5. The language, HTML language is EN, which stands for English. We are using English. And in the header section is where we include all our meta tags. Don't worry, you don't have to change or work on it, right? It actually defines the char set, the character we are using. It is a directory, which is UTF-8. And the meta name is viewport, content is width, height, with scale, right? it actually adjusts to your devices. So don't worry about. The next important thing is title. So right now you can see here is called document, right? Now if I change my document to my window and right click on it and click on open with live server. Now by default, you won't see this option on your VS Code open with live server. For this, you can come to your extensions here and search for live server like this, and you can download it. It is free. And actually, this is the second best part of the VS Code. It provides you very, very vast libraries of extensions. I majorly use live server, and another one is Prettier, because it makes my code look very, proper format, you can say, right? So these two extensions. Coming back to our page, right? So I have changed the title to my window. Now, what is title? I'll quickly jump to live server. Give me a minute. There seems to be some issue. Perfect, it's working now. Right. So I simply clicked on open with live server, and I have written over here my window. You can see that my window written over here. It actually defines the title of our page, right? If I were to change it to IBM SkillsBuild, why not, right? And you can see the name has been changed to IBM SkillsBuild. So whatever things you see written over here are actually done by title, the name of a title. So for VS Code, it says Visual Studio Code. Moving on. Now, the most important thing about HTML is to provide the structure. Now, initially, what we do is we provide the headings to our HTML. Now, there are 6 types of heading: H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, and H6, right? Now, what is the difference between all these 6 headings? I will deal with it one by one. So heading 1, I will type heading 1. You can see a heading 1 written over here. I'll take 6 more headings. Sorry. All right, okay. Right, I will change it to 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Similarly, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now you can see the size of the heading changed. So for the larger heading, for more bold and bigger heading, we use heading 1. And for the smaller headings, we use heading 6. I'll quickly format it like this. Right, so if I want to add a heading, in this way, we can add a heading, whatever you want, you can add heading 1, welcome to Masterclass 1, right? For this front-end development, right? You can see the heading, the size of the heading has changed. So this is how we provide a heading to our website. So whatever we are creating, and don't worry, towards the end, we're going to make a short project so that you will be able to grasp these concepts better. Now, this is how we provide heading to our web page. Another most important thing is the paragraphs. So for this, we use P tag, that is, P stands for paragraph. Now I want to write, say, lorem 10. So you can see the paragraph is written over here. Now this is a very basic formatting trick. So if you write lorem and type 100, it will automatically fill your website with 100 words, right? I think it's too much for me. So I'll go with 10 only. So lorem 10. And you can see 10 words written over here. So that is how you can provide a paragraph to your website. Ideally, what you should do is, for a good SEO context, that you should go with proper heading wise. So if you're providing heading 1, make sure that you provide heading 2 after it, then heading 3, 4, 5, 6. Don't do it in a way that your heading 6 is appear on top of the website and your heading 1 is appearing on the bottom of your website. It does not look good, and also it hampers the SEO engine. So don't do that. So far, we've discussed how to add headings, how to add paragraphs. Any doubts so far, you can engage in chat box. Why index can be created with another name? You can create index, change the index. SEO stands for search engine optimization. It is used in developing your website and appearing a page in the first page of the Google search on the top section. I think so far so good. Okay, if I'm going too fast, I'm going to repeat it. Don't worry. So in the head section, there are multiple sections, right? First is doc type HTML. It defines the type of the document which we are using. So doc type HTML defines we are using HTML5 version, which is the latest one. Then comes the HTML language, which is EN. It actually tells your browser that it is based on English language. Then comes the head part. In the head part, this one, we use meta chart sets, meta name, title, and when we link CSS, we will use this head section to add it. We don't add any more thing to it, because if you add more links to it, it'll probably slow your web page down. So there is a best practice not to add more things to the header section of your website. Then comes the body section. It is where we actually code. We type all our headings, paragraph, attributes. We can add images, provide div, span, everything, right? Which we will cover later on. Now, heading are of 6 types in HTML. And in also, if you go to Microsoft Word, you can see there are 6 types of heading, heading 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this heading 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it actually tells the size or the width of the heading. So heading 1 is the biggest one among all these, and heading 6 is the smallest one, right? Then comes the paragraph, which is denoted by P tag. If you type P tag and write anything in it, it will come as the paragraph to your website. Moving on. So this is how we can add headings and paragraph to our website. Now, this is a very basic step, but since most of you don't know or have worked prior to this on HTML, so it's a basic fundamental understanding to take or bring everyone on the same boat. Second thing is how to add any link to your website. So for this, we use a tag, and we type a and href. And within href, we provide the link to our website. So for example, if I want to open https and backslash google.com, and we'll write visit Google, right? As soon as finished typing this sentence, you can see visit Google button appear over here. If I click on this button, it will open Google for me, right? Now there's one issue. It actually opened on the similar page. If I want to open a link to a different page, I can provide target. So for example, we'll go with target. equals to underscore and type blank. Now I have provided a target to it. I'll quickly refresh my page and click on visit Google. Now this time the Google page appear in a different page, right? It is not appearing in the similar page. Let's try one more time. Perfect. So if you want to provide any links to your website, if you want to provide any, so for example, if you're building a website in which you are making a resume, you want to provide a link to your projects, you can provide link in such fashion. Perfect. So this is how we add a basic structure, or provide basic structure to our website by heading, paragraph, and links. Moving on, we are going to touch a bit more topics. So I will add or try to add image to our website. So for this, I will write a tab which is called img, which stands for image, or you can simply type img, and you can see this option automatically provided you by the VS Code. So img :s, it will ask for the source, it will ask for the alternate. Now, what is alternate? What is source? I will show it to you. Now, suppose I want to provide a profile picture icon to my web page. So I will come to Google, type profile picture icon, go to images. And if I like this profile picture, I will copy the image address, right? Close this window. And in the source section, I'm going to paste. It's too much. So sorry. No issues. Reopen close tab. Click on the image. Open image in a new window. Right. I think it is work, but again, it's taking too much space. No issues. No worries. Now you can see that image is showing or appearing over here. Now, this is how you can provide image. Also, another quick way is that you can download this image, and through your computer, you can provide the link of the image, whatever is convenient to you. Now, for alt text, now, if for some reason your internet is not working or the image is not appearing, you want to make user aware that, okay, in this place, there was a profile picture. So I can type profile picture like so. And if I change word, let's go with this. Right, you can see a broken image is appearing and written over here is profile picture. It shows or tells the user, okay, in this place, there was a profile picture. And if your link is working, your internet is working, your picture will appear and your alt text will be hidden. Right, so this is how you can provide a picture to your, or you can provide multiple pictures to your web page. I hope this bit is very clear to everyone. It's very simple. Just type img source and copy the link. And if you want to provide an alt text, you can provide alt is equal to whatever name you want to provide. If you don't want to provide alt text, no issues, it will work just perfectly fine. So if I remove it, alt text, you can see my image is still over here. Okay. It's actually a good practice to provide an alt text in case your picture is not opening up. Moving on to the next step, which is how to create or how to add tables to your website. Now for this, there's another tab for table, which is table. And within table, we provide, before teaching you table, I will provide a simple thing, which is list. So there are two types of list, basically. Number one is unordered list, and second one is ordered list. So what is the difference between unordered list and ordered list? I'll show you. So UL stands for unordered list, and between UL tags, I will provide li, which is list, and I will type a random name, Chipishar. I will provide another list by li and type Sharma. Right? You can see over here that my name is written over here, but with the dots, right? So UL actually provides a list, but it is not showing you 1, 2, 3 or ABC or Roman numbers 1, 2, 3, right? If you want to show the numbers, you can change it to OL, which stands for ordered list. Sorry, OL. Now, once I do that, I can see 1 and 2 written over here. So two types of list, OL and UL. I'll copy it, paste it below. I will change it to UL and this to UL. Right, you can see the difference. One is providing me the numbers, 1 and 2, and another one is providing me the dots, which is, you can see right over here. So this is how you can provide image and a list to your web page. Moving on to the tables part. Now for the table, I will add a table. So table tags looks like this. And also there are so many tags to learn in HTML, right? There are so many things to add on CSS. So for this, there is a website which I particularly use, is called W3 Schools. I would recommend everyone to use this website as to guide you. Click on this. And right now you can click on the hamburger icon, and you can see so many options, right? How to add div, classes, ID, iframes, JavaScript. Now here you can see HTML tables written over here. I'll click on HTML tables. And it will open up. So it will show you example like how a table will appear in your website. Now, in order to add this website or table to your website, you need to define a table, which is this. So it is providing you the code, a table, then comes the TR, which stands for table row, right? Then TH stands for table headers. So if you have a table like this, there are company and contact and country. These are the table headers. And below that, Alfred, Maria, Germany, Mexico, Austria, UK, whatever is written over here, it is called as table rows or table data, which is TD. So you can see TH is company, contact, and country. And again, in table row, TD is your table data, which is written over here. So if you want to add a table, you simply type table and table row. And under table row, you can provide table header. So let's say with I'll go with FEWD. I'll provide one more table head, DA for data analytics, and one more table head, let's say AI. Now after doing that, coming back to our page, you can see three headings or 3 table data has been appeared. Now you cannot see the line over here. We provide lining, borders, everything using CSS, right? Now, if I want to add data to it, so I will provide TD, and I will write say 4, and how many students are joining DA, let's go with 3, and how many are going with AI, let's go with 5, right? So you can see FEWD, DA, AI written over here, under which 4, 3, 5 is written over here. Again, in order to add a border table, you can see that we cannot see the lines over here, of course. In order to provide the lines, you have to use CSS, which will be learn about in other half an hour. Perfect. So this is how you can add tables. You can add lists. There are 2 types of lists, ordered, unordered. In ordered, you can see the numbers 1, 2, 3, ABC, whatever. In unordered list, you can see dots, or you can add whatever you want. Where there are so many symbols you can add. Also, we've discussed how can add image, how can add link to our website using a tag. Then we learned how to add paragraph using p tag, and the multiple types of heading ranging from H1 to H6. Right. So far, we discussed a very basic, a very fundamental part of HTML. Any doubts so far? Great. Perfect. How to add image? That's very simple. Excuse me. Now, in order to add an image, what you have to do is, and I'll create one more image, no issues. I will type img, and VS Code will automatically give me following options, right? The second option says img:s. I will click on it. It will ask for three options: source, alternate, and source set. We don't need source set as of now, so I can remove it. It is not very useful. Now, image source, image alt. In source, you can copy, go to Google, open any image, click the URL of that image, copy that, paste it over here. It will reflect in your page. The use of alt text is to provide the name of the image. So in any case, if your image is not visible for whatever reason, your internet is not working, the link is broken, whatever, in that case, the alt text appears instead of the image, right? So I will provide alt text to this image, profile, picture, just like that. And I will break this link intentionally. So I will remove a first word like this. And you can see profile picture written over here. It shows or it tells user that, okay, in the place of this image, there was a profile picture, right? And your profile picture appears. Now, as soon as your profile picture appears, the text, the alt text, which is you're providing, it is gone. It won't appear. Great. I hope this bit is clear to everyone. Sorry. All right, moving on to the next few tags, which are important for us to learn. So I will teach you how to add a form to our website. And if you feel like there are so many things piling up on my website, there's an option called comment out. So I just simply click all this, and I'm using Mac, so I will use command and /. For the Windows users, you can use control and /. Once you click on this, it will comment it out and it will remove from your web page. Now, the use for the comment is, if you want to use this code in future, you don't want to delete it, you can simply comment it out, okay? Again, if I want to uncomment it, select all this, control /, and it will start to appear in your website or web page. Moving on to the form section. Now, in order to create a form, again, it's very simple. Create a tag for form like this. Right? In between form, there are two things basically we provide. Number one is the input, because we want to create a form. So what is form basically? If you have gone to any website, for example, when you are applying for IIT JEE, or you're applying for any government jobs, or applying for anything, right? It requires you to enter your name, first name, contact number, right? That bit or that portion is called form. So I will teach you how you can create form in your website. So again, form tab, and then click on input. We will provide an input, or simply type input. And you can see so many options here, right? You can provide buttons, you can provide checkbox, color, date, time, whatever. I will go with text for now, right? Input type text. Name, I can tell username. And ID, if you don't provide it, it's not an issue. But when you provide a label, it becomes very important to provide an ID. So I will say name, right? I hope you all can see this part, which is appearing over here, right? I can write my name, right? This is a input type where I can provide text. There are so many other types of input. I will show you, no issues. Now I cannot see what to do with this, right? I cannot see what should I write. So I can provide a placeholder, space, placeholder. And I can write your username, right? As soon as I do that, you can see a placeholder which says write your username. I will click on it and I can write Risha, right? Now I cannot see, so whenever you go to the Facebook or you go to Instagram, you see text written over or above your text box or your input box, which is called label. So I will provide a label. Now label I am providing for is this ID, so name, and I want to write as a username. Right now, once I do that, I can see username written over here, which guides me that I have to enter a username in that following box. If I want, I can remove this placeholder and it will work just fine. So, like so. So I can add a username. Similarly, I will create one more input, input, and I will add one more text for password this time. So you can see input password. Click on it. Name should be password. Again, ID, I'll go with PW. Let's go with shorter one. And it is showing immediately next to my username, right? I'll show you how you can bring it down. But before that, I'm going to provide a label. So label. And this label is for password. And it will say password like so. Now I want to provide a line break. So I will add a BR tag, right? This BR tag stands for break. So whenever you provide this BR tag, the line will automatically break. I'll show an example here also. So lorem ipsum $set I've written over here. Now after set, I'm going to provide a BR tag. Right, and you can see after set, the line broke and it came to the next line. So that is how you can provide a break in your lines. I don't want it over here, so I will remove it. Perfect. So this is how you can create inputs or forms. Again, so many inputs. So I will show you input some other types of input. Like radio button, name should be BTN. ID is BTN1. So you can see a button over here, which you can click, unclick, right? We normally use it for giving options, yes or no. If you want to subscribe to our newsletters, yes or no. So this is how you can provide input for the radio button. Again, there are so many options for buttons, input types. You can again simply come back to your W3 schools, check for the inputs, right? Come to form and you see HTML input types. You click on it and you can see a lot of inputs over here. So try it yourself. Take your time, play with HTML and CSS. The more you play with it, the more you learn. And you will see options like this. So it is for text, like I showed you. It is appearing like this. For password, it looks like this. For submit option, you can provide a submit, right? All right, moving back to our web page. Now I can see the name over here, but since I provided a input type or a password, whatever I will enter, it will not show. So for example, right, you can see, since I've entered input type as a password, you cannot see whatever I'm writing over here. So yeah, like again, play with different types of input, play with different types of heading, and moving on. So this bit is about form. I know for you, some of you, it might seem a bit complex. Don't worry. After this session, this recording will be provided to you. You can watch this recording. You can go to W3 Schools, learn about it, and you will get to know how to add forms, how to add tables, and whatnot. Okay. Moving on. Right. So this time I'm going to add show you difference between an inline element and a block element. Right. So what is inline element and what is a block element? Right. So I will provide a paragraph over here, and I will say simply Tushar. Okay. And for the ease of it, I will comment it out, all of it actually, till here. Perfect. Now you can see Tushar over here, written over here, right? Now, what is a block element basically? So a block element covers the entire space provided to it. So a paragraph tag is a block element. I'll show you. I'll come to CSS, and don't worry, I'll come back to, I'll teach you CSS, how to do add CSS. But in order to make you understand how CSS works, I will add CSS to my HTML like so. And let me comment this paragraph out to background color will be brown, right? So the background color for paragraph Tushar, which is a very small name, it covers the entire space of the web page, right? Entire space. So this is called a block element, which covers the entire space. Now, if I want to add inline element, so I have written over a span. I'll come back to type span, and background color will be blue. Right? You can see the only part which is covered by this text turns into blue, not the entire space. So there's a difference between a block element and an inline element. Inline element only consumes the space which is required, which is fulfilled, whereas a block element covers the entire space. Now, there are many types of block elements and inline elements: paragraph, div, headings. These are the types of block element, whereas span and a few more examples, you can come to W3 Schools and check for it, are inline elements, right? So coming back to here. Yes, block and inline. Block elements are P, div, and you can see the list of different types of block elements over here. Now these elements will consume the entire space, not the text which is provided to it, whereas the inline elements will only cover the space which is provided. So these are the example of A, or these are the examples of inline tag: A, abbreviation, acronym, B, right? So many of them. And in real life, we don't use these many sort of codes or this type of tags in our website. Coming back to our VS Code, I'll take a 5-minute pause over here. If you have any questions regarding anything so far, you can ask me. I will try to answer. SEO is search engine optimization. it is not relevant to our this session. So that is why I'm not covering it. You can also, yeah, definitely Google it. And please, I'll not be able to answer your team related queries, right? How to add fourth member, remove third member. I cannot do that. How to write headings. It's very simple. Just type H1 tag and you will be able to write headings. And there are 6 types of headings: H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, H6. So you can write headings. How to color background text. Don't worry. Coloring is a part which we will cover in CSS. I've just used it to show you what is the difference between block and inline, but we will cover it in CSS. How to add fonts. Again, the font part comes to the CSS part, not the HTML, okay? All right. Anything? Why use label and input? So in order to create a form, we need, so form is what? So form is a place where we can enter whatever has been asked to us. So a form basically collects our information, right? So it can collect our name, my email ID, my password. So that is why I provide an input and a label to it. How did you integrate CSS to HTML? Don't worry, I will cover it. It's very, very simple, right? And those of you know who have worked already on HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, you know the difference between the JavaScript and HTML and CSS, right? HTML, CSS are not a programming language. They are not coding languages because you don't provide any logic to it. There are few coding languages or programming languages available like JavaScript, Python, C, C++, Java. Now these provide functions, array, and whatnot, and these require logic. Now, whereas HTML and CSS, they don't require any logic. They solely rely on your designing skills. Okay. All right. How to create section is very simple. Use section tag. Again, there are so many tags available. I cannot possibly, cover all this in 2 hours. So that is why I've recommended you W3 Schools. You can do that. You can search for it. Sir, AI tool for designing. There are so many tools for designing. Okay, so why do we use name and ID in input? That is a very important, very good question. So name is which you have to provide. ID is something which we connect to label. So if we don't provide an ID, nothing will happen. Your name, your input type will appear as it is. But if you provide ID to it, it makes a connection to the label, which is very important. Moving on. Perfect. I hope this session is going very easy, right? Everyone to understand. I'm not taking to this extreme level, right? Perfect. Thank you so much. Moving on. Now, it doesn't mean that you won't go to the next extreme level. There are other master classes lined up, 2, 3, 4, I think, wherein you will reach to the level of JavaScript, where you will be able to create your own fully functional website, provide logics and everything, right? This is just a fundamental. Learn to understand the basics because these are very, very important, okay? Moving on. Just a minute. Right. Now, this part is actually we use in CSS because we are slowly moving to CSS. I will move to CSS in next 10 minutes or 15 minutes. So before we move on to the CSS part, there are a few things which you need to understand. So I will create a paragraph and immediately above it, I will provide one H1 tag, right? In H1 tag, I will write heading and T is for Tushar. I will remove the CSS for now. Great. Now the next bit talks about the class and ID. So we can provide ID to each of our element. If we want to provide an ID to our H1 tag, we can do that. If we want to provide a class to our P tag, paragraph tag, we can do that. Now, what is the difference between ID and classes? Before that, I will tell you how to declare classes and ID, right? So H1 tag space class. As soon as you type class, you will see a class. Click on it, and you can name class as whatever you want. So HTML, why not, right? Similarly, if you want to declare an ID, click on it and name that ID. So I'll go with 01. Now, what is the difference between class and ID, right? So class can be repetitive. You can use multiple class as HTML to one or more elements. So right here, I have provided class HTML to H1 tag. Now, suppose if I want to provide a similar class to H2, H3, H4, H5, I can do that. Whereas your ID remains unique. Think of it as this way. So let's take an example, right? Class 7A in any school, class 7A is a class where a lot of students are studying, right? Could be 30 or could be 40. Now, each student is unique, different. So a class is used to define a 40 students attribute, whereas each student have their own unique ID. You all have your own different Aadhaar card, right? It cannot be replicated. So if I want to provide a unique ID to any element, I will go with ID. Now this ID 01 cannot be copied to H1 ID 01. It will throw error. It won't work. Whereas classes, we can merge different elements into one and make the changes using CSS. No issues. I will teach you how we do that. But for now, this is how you declare ID and class. What is ID? ID is unique. It cannot be replicated to another attributes, another tags. And your classes, they can be repetitive. You can provide it more than one tags, right? So by this, I think we have covered a basic, very foundation level of HTML, wherein you can add whatever you want in your page. If you want to provide an image, we have covered it. If you want to provide text, we have covered it. If you want to provide some headings to your website, we have covered it. Provide any links, we have done it, right? If you want to add a list, covered, tables, done, form, done, right? This is a very basic structure or basic functionalities of HTML, which we have covered so far. Now with this, we are going to move to our CSS part, right? It's 4:54 right now. I will give you a 5-minute break. Take a break, drink some water, move around, right? If you're using on a laptop. If you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer. Drop them in a chat box. I will see them, okay? So let's come back at 5. How much time we have to spend on HTML? If you want to learn entire HTML, which I think, as per my experience, if you know somewhere around 50-60% of HTML, you are done with it. You don't need to know 100% HTML. Because why? We have AI with us. We have ChatGPT with us. Suppose if you forget some tags, if not remembering it right, you can use ChatGPT to help you with that. So 50-60% of basic understanding of HTML is enough to create your own page or to structure your page. But again, if you want to learn it in a deep way, every tags, everything, 1 or 2 weeks will be sufficient. What about animations on website? So animations, again, we can do that with HTML, but I think we have a much larger framework for that. We use React nowadays to do that. We're not covering React in our masterclass. How can we add video in our website? It's very simple. Again, I have given you a very good example or a source, which is W3 Schools. I've been using this website since my college days, and it's very easy to follow. If any case, if you forget anything, just come back to it, look at the structure, look at the code, copy, paste it, and tailor to your need and requirements. So if you want to provide video, you can come down to media. Here you can see HTML media, HTML audio, video, plugins, YouTube. So click on HTML video and scroll down. You will see a code over here, right? Source, provide source, type, and you're done with it. So this is how you can add video to a website. Or if you want to embed any YouTube video, you can again go to YouTube and look for the embed code, how to iframe it, how to add it like this. Right, class and ID in HTML. Now, the use of class and ID in HTML is not entirely upon HTML. We use it to CSS part. Now, class is something, an attribute, which we can provide to different number of tags. If you want to provide a class name, say HTML to H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, H6, and you want to change their properties using CSS, you can do that. Whereas ID remains unique. You cannot declare a similar ID to one or more than one elements. Okay. It's simple. If you have to learn something, Google, it is the best way to learn. To be very honest, yes, it is. And if you're forgetting, if you're not remembering anything, you have, again, multiple AIs, LLMs. You can do that. Right. So since I've been working with, web development space, and I've heard this question a lot many times that in coming future, there will be no need for web developers, right? AI will take their job. I don't believe this. Even right now, you go to Tesla, you go to Facebook or whatever websites, right? Go to any FANG websites, you will still see the requirement they are posting for full stack developer or MERN developer, backend developer, front end developer. If they are able to automate these tasks, why are they still hiring us, right? So no, it is not possible to entirely automate this work. You will need this. These companies will require a good developers. So yeah, don't worry about it. Again, the crowd is too much. I absolutely agree. There's so much crowd, but again, it depends on your skill. If you have good skills, you can stay ahead from the crowd. Perfect. It's 5 already. I hope everybody is back. Coming back to our CSS file. So in the starting of the session, I have created a CSS file, which is style.css. Again, the extension is very important. The name doesn't matter. If you want to say tar.css, again, it's a CSS file, but make sure that your extension is correct to the mark. Similarly, goes for HTML. It's html.html or .htm, css.css. And for JavaScript, it is .js. Now, before we work on CSS, we have to learn how to add our CSS to our HTML page, how to combine these two sheets. So for this, we will come to our head part of our HTML. Immediately below the title, I will write link : CSS, right? Press enter. And right now you can see your sheet has been merged like this, right? It says link relation style sheet, and also the link of the name of the sheet, which is style.css. Now, if I'm able to rename, no. Okay, no worries. I cannot rename it. But if I change it to different styles.css, it won't work. Whatever code I will write in my CSS, it won't get attached to my HTML because the name is different. So make sure that your href is correct. So this is how you add your CSS to your HTML page, right? Don't worry, I will repeat it. In the header tag, in the head tag, type link colon CSS. Click on it, and this is how you can add your CSS. Okay. Moving on to the CSS. Now, before just 1 minute, I'll take 1 minute. There are again so many tags we use in HTML, right? Few of them are called semantic tags. Now, these tags, they don't add any functionality to our HTML, but they provide a basic understanding to the developer. So a few examples of semantic tags are, or even I will show you in the W3 schools. I hope they have provided a semantic tags list. Perfect. HTML semantics. Right, you can see right over here, this is article, aside, detail, fig, caption, figure, footer, header, main, mark, nav, section, summary, time. Now, all these tags, they don't add any functionality to your website, but it gives a look and a feel to our developer. So it says header is something which presents on the top of our web page. Section is something which we write as a main part. Aside is something which we create or create a space where our ads can be played. And the footer is where we provide our email, phone number, or a copyright symbol to it, right? The best example of this header, footer, section part, or hero part is your Amazon.in. Open it, you will see it perfectly how it is aligned. You can see the header over there, which says home, products, services, buy, sell, whatever. Then comes the section where it shows you the products they are selling. And immediately below the section, you will see a footer where you can see reach out to them, contact us, careers, and whatnot, right? So this is how your semantic tags help to justify your web page or to provide a structure to your web page. All right, with that understanding, moving on to the CSS part. Now, CSS is, I think it's very easy, but again, it's very vast. Compared to HTML, CSS is very, very vast. If you need to learn HTML in 1 or 2 weeks, you might have to spend 3 to 4 weeks to master CSS, right? Because there are so many things you can do to add CSS. There are also a Tailwind CSS, which is relatively new. It is much faster and more concise. But right now, we are going to learn the vanilla CSS, which is the basic CSS. Perfect. Now we can add CSS basically 3 types. Number 1 is this way, which is called external CSS, wherein we create a different file for the CSS and we add all our CSS tags over here. It is called external, and in industry, we use external CSS. Another type of CSS is your internal CSS, wherein we create style tag like this. And if you want to change anything, so for example, H1 or P, I will type, sorry, what happened to my, just a minute. Okay. So P, and yeah, I can change the paragraph to whatever I want. The color, we can change the color, background color. This is your inline CSS, wherein you create a style section and add different, so I'll show you, okay, P, and within P tag, I'm going to add background color green, right? You can see the color has turned to green. Now this is called internal CSS, right? Internal CSS, why? Because we are not creating a separate document for CSS. Whatever the changes we are making in an HTML page. Now this is a very not very clean way to do that. Okay. If you are adding CSS and HTML in a single page, your document will become very, very heavy. So after some time, you want to change it or add anything to it, it will become very tedious for you to do it. So that is why we don't use internal CSS as such. And the last one option is, which is your inline CSS. As the name says, inline, which means in the line we would use CSS. So we have our p tag. I will add style. I will write style. And then I can see so many options. Again, background color. And I will go with green. Like this. And the color has turned to green. Again, this is not a very good practice. The movability of it is not very good. So that is why we don't use inline or internal CSS. We rather go with external CSS. So I will remove it from here, like so, and link my external CSS by typing link :CSS. Enter. And this is how I can add a CSS file. Now it's very simple. Again, if I want to call a paragraph tag, I will type P, open brackets, press enter, and type background color, and type green. And just like that, you can change the background color. If I want to add font, size, family, weight, style, there are so many options in CSS, right? That is why CSS is very vast. So if I want to change font, family, again, we can see so many options of fonts right over here. So let's go with this one. And again, this will change the style of my font. You can see it has become a little sharper and thinner, right? So this is how you can add font family. Moving on, what else you can do? Font weight, style, display, variant, features, so many options again. You can add color. So I'll remove the background color and I will provide color, only color. So let's go with chocolate. So you can see then the color of my name has changed. So you can add color to it, right? So this is how you call basically multiple types of, so if you want to call out H1, you type H1, open brackets, and type whatever you want. The functionality you want to change, you can do that. Similarly, for P, in a similar fashion. Now, if I want to change a class, right? Suppose I have added, I'll do it, okay? Just don't worry. Just a minute. Right, so I have added so many classes. Leave it. I think this much will be enough. Yeah. I will change the paragraph to H4 and this to paragraph. Right, this is H4. All right, so you can see it over here. I will also comment out this part. Now you can see headings, heading 1, H1, H4, and P with the same class, which is HTML. Now, if I want to call out these class, right? If I want to call out these class in my CSS, okay, let's make it a bit more engaging. What should I type in order to call out this class? Those of you who have worked on HTML and CSS, please respond. I want to change the class, the style, the background color of a class. How should I call the class? No responses yet. You can type in a chat box. Waiting for responses. All right, perfect, perfect, perfect. Dot class, dot class. Great. Thank you so much for the responses. Right. So like this, class HTML dot class and background color to be, sorry, background, excuse me. Let's go with brown. And you can see this is the main function of a class. So instead of assigning each value to every single, so for example, if I have to provide background color to H1, H4, P with a similar sort of color, I had to write a different code for it, right? I have to firstly call H1, then background color brown, then close the tag, then H4 background color brown, close the tag, then P background color brown, right? So in order to minimize this operation, I provided a class named HTML. I call out the HTML like dot HTML, background color brown, and this is done, right? So the use of not dev, but use of ID and classes mainly works with CSS. I hope this bit is clear to everyone. Yes. So we use hashtag for ID and dot for class. Perfect. Great. Now, if I want to, I'll quickly show you how to change the ID. So for example, I will change this ID and ID 01. And if I want to change the ID color, I will use hash 01. Oh, sorry, I cannot use hash, right? Or maybe I can. No, I cannot. So let's name it something different. What else? FEWD. Right, I don't know why it is not working. Let me check. Oh, sorry. FEWD. Right, you can see. Also, on that note, yes, if I've written something in small, like FEWD versus FEWD, these two are different things for your HTML file, okay? They are not the same. So if you've written capital FEWD in your HTML file and you're typing small FEWD in your CSS, it won't recognize, okay? So make sure your words, the format, everything is perfect. All right. Great. Moving on to the next bit, which is our box model. Now, what is box model? Firstly, I'll show it to you. I'll quickly go to Google. All right, perfect. It is open right here. Right. I'll click on inspect, and I will minimize my coding part for a bit. Let's see. Okay, it is not opening. No shows. Perfect. Your responsive is good. Now, what is box model basically? So right here. Oh, sorry. if I click on this, right, and it is very cluttered. Let me try this. Okay. It is coming very cluttered. Just a minute. The box model is very important topic for HTML, sorry, CSS. Right. Now, this is what we call a box model, wherein this is where you write a text. A padding is something, a distance which we provide between your text and the border of your. So I'll show you what I mean by that. All right, so you can see heading written over here, right? Again, it's a block element, so that is why it is covering the entire space. Now, between heading and this red box, you can see a little space, right? So that space is called padding, which we provide using CSS. So this is our text, padding, then the border, margin. Now this is very important. So we provide different things, but you have to remember where comes the padding, where comes the border, where comes the margin. So margin is the outside of your red box. So sorry, I think. Milan, am I audible?
Yes, please, Shah.
Oh, I think I'm facing some issues with my screen. I think it's actually broke. I might have to join.
Okay, sure, please. You're audible till now.
I'm audible, I know, but I think my screen is not visible. It turned black actually all of a sudden.
It's actually visible on this side. Two
I cannot
headings.
see it from my end actually. Yeah.
Oh, okay, sure.
It turned black. Just give me a minute, okay?
Yeah.
So sorry, students. Just coming back.
Students, let's just give Mr. Tushar a couple of minutes to set it up on his end. Also, the number of students in the Zoom room has gone down a bit. So any of your classmates or teammates, if they want to join one and were not able to join at the start of the session, please, you can ask them to join right now. No, Abhinav, the class has not ended.
For this. Right. Quickly sharing my screen. Okay. So the box model, yes. Now heading, you can see that the distance
Tushar,
between
the
the text.
screen is visible, but your video is off.
Oh, so sorry. Just a minute. Perfect. So sorry. Great. So the distance between the text and your the line of your block is called padding. The better example, if you want to see again, you can just simply go to any website, for example, Google, and click on inspect, and then you'll be able to see the box type, whatever space the Google has provided to their homepage, right? Like so. I will also give you a good understanding from W3 Schools. I quickly open it. HTML. Now let me just quickly find box model. Okay. Oh, sorry. It's in CSS. Right. So you have to come CSS and box model again. The content, the padding, border, and margin. Okay. We can provide different padding to our text. We can provide different border, different margin, different width, everything. Okay. We use pixels. There are so many other different values like rem, pixels, viewport height, viewport width, VW, VH, right? But for now, let not make it very confusing. We'll stick to PX for now. And yeah, so this is your box model. So content, you can see whatever the content you're typing, the content of the box where text appears, image appears is a content. Padding is clear an area around the content. Like I told you, the distance between the content and the line of your box is called padding. Border is a border that goes around the padding and the content. Margin is clear an area outside the border, and the margin is transparent. Okay. Coming back to our VS Code. Now, how to provide a box model. So for this, you can simply provide a box like this, dot box, and or if you want, let's not make another box. Let's go with this P. So I want to provide a width. Let's go with 200 pixels and see how it looks like. Okay, nothing has changed as such. Height. Again, I can go with 200 pixels. Sorry, 200 pixels. Is it not loading? Okay, you can see the distance. Oh, sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry. I have removed the color padding, everything. Just a minute. FEWD. Background color, brown. Right. So you can see we have provided a width and height to this box. All right. I will provide more things. So let's go with padding. Let it be 20 pixels. And you can see the text has moved slightly to the right. If I provide more, for example, 200 pixels, you will see it is moving more towards this part, right? So let's not make it very awkward. 20 pixels seems good. Perfect. And margin would be 30 pixels, right? You can see the whole box move towards right. The distance between this and this is 30 pixels. If you want, you can click on inspect. And click here, and you can see the margin is 30, padding is 20, the text size is 200 by 200. So whatever we have provided so far, you can see it right over here. So this is called the box model. Okay. This might sound a bit confusing to few of you. No issues. Keep revising it. Keep doing it by yourself, and you will understand. Okay. And I can provide a border. And again, for border, there are so many options: border radius, bottom, color, top, width. So now I'll go with border. I will provide a distance of 2 pixels, and I will provide a color to it, solid black. And you can see my box has been covered with a a black border, right? So this is what a basic CSS box model looks like. You can change everything about your text, how it displays, how it looks like using CSS, right? Moving on. Fonts, I've showed you how you can change fonts, but if you want to add fonts, click on, let's go with text align, a different type of. Now, if you want to center your text, if you want to justify, move it to left or right or start, you can do that. If I click on justify, it will justify, right? Slightly above and slightly to the left. If I click on center, it goes towards center. If I'll provide right, it go to the right, right? So you can see a lot of things which we can do using CSS. Again, there are so many options to play with CSS, right? Explore it on your own and take the help of W3 schools. They have so many options available for you. Explore them and do it on your own. Perfect. So far we have covered everything about HTML. Not everything, but the major things you need to create your own structure of your website, and how to change the color, font, provide width, margin, padding. We have done using CSS. I hope this bit is clear to everyone, right? If you have any doubts so far, I can also show it to you. Right. You can, if you have any questions, you can type in a chat box. I'm on chat box right now. And if you don't have any questions, you can type no. Perfect. Right. So I think we have 30 minutes left. Now, in this last 30 minutes, we are going to build, or I am going to build a project from whatever we have learned so far. Okay. So in this way, you will get to know, okay, how to apply which text, how to apply which, or how to use which attribute, when and how. Okay. Riya Sharma says we know all the tags. That is very, very good. Perfect. If you know all the tags, you are an AI. I am not. I don't know all the tags, to be very honest with you. Yeah, you can increase the font size also if you want. All right. Perfect. So card element, again, I can do it, but again, in the later class, you will learn how to do it. Okay. Moving on. Sir, Java. No, I'm not teaching Java. I actually don't know Java, so I'm not teaching Java. Cursor is a very good platform, is a very good code editor. It has AI to it. So you can use it if you want. I stick to my VS Code. I love VS Code. All right, moving on to how to build a project, right? Now for this, I think this bit is clear to everyone, but again, just I'll copy it, or what I'll do is I'll make a different file altogether. So I'll come to this, I'll type project.html, and I will create one more file for CSS, project.css. Okay, so I created two files, again, project.html, project.css, okay? Now in HTML, simply I'm going to add this, press enter. I have my boilerplate in front of me. The name of my document would be anything. So I'll go with my project. Okay, I will also link my CSS. So link :CSS, enter. And the name project, click on it, and my CSS has been merged to my HTML file. Now after doing that, I'll come to the body section. Here, I will provide a heading which says, hi, I am Tushar Sharma. Why not? Okay. Okay. Also, I will provide some ID to it. So H1 ID. and I will name this ID as main title, like this. So again, ID is unique. I cannot use this ID more than once or more than twice, okay? Now for doing that, I want to provide an image to my web page. So I'll go type image or ing:(s). Now for source, right, what image should I use? Okay, so let's use a profile picture one, right? I actually like that picture, so why not? Images, this one, and copy image address, right? Paste it over here. I don't need source set. Alternatives, profile pic. Moving on. So after that, I'm going to provide a paragraph. Now for paragraph, I'm going to provide a class, right? The name of the class should be intro, because I'm going to explain a little bit about myself. So intro, and I will write I am a budding web developer who just learned. And after doing that, I'm going to provide HTML and CSS, like this. Okay, I will also include my skills. Now you can see after H1, I'm using H2. It's not the other way around. I'm not using H2 first, then H1, right? So H2 is my skills, okay? And within H2, I want to provide an unordered list. So I'll type UL and LI, which is list, and whatever I've learned so far. So I will say HTML. I know it sounds very repetitive, but please stay with me. Again, LI, CSS. And since I've been working as a manager for now, so I can add project management, right? All these things, just 3 things for now. And this is how I can add a list within my H2 tag. Moving on, I'll provide one more H2 tag with, it will say contact me. And in here, if a person wants to, let's say, contact me, he or she needs to fill a form. I want somebody to come to my website, enter their email address, and then enter their text, click on submit, and this is when I will receive their query or their messages. So contact me, I'm going to create a form. So form post, or again, let's not go there. You'll get confused. So form, and within that form, again, 2 things. Number 1 is input. You can write input, and input should be email. So I'll search for email, whether it is given over here. Yeah. Oh. So I can see input as email. Click on email and name as email. ID, email as well. No issues. The label for email, like so. And for the label, I will write enter your email. Good. Looks good so far. One more input for message. So input text, like this, message ID could be message like this. And again, I'm going to provide a label for message. Enter your message like this. Let's go to our live server and see how it looks like so far. So coming back to this, sorry, I have not made it live yet. Open with live server. Wow, so this is how it looks like. I can see H1. I am Tushar Sharma. Then my profile picture, it's actually too big right now. We can change it using CSS. We can redesign it. And then I can see a paragraph. I'm a budding developer. I can see my skills written in pointers. Then contact me. I can see the form, right? Enter your email, enter your message. Now, just to make sure that my email is properly working, I'm going to write something random. So, and click enter, right? It will give me an error, right? It shows that a red line and it is not, I don't think it's going to submit. Also, let me provide a submit button. So input and submit. Value could be send. Perfect. Or I should also write submit over here. It looks good. Submit. Perfect. So I'll enter Tushar. I submit. So if I'm trying to submit, I don't know, you can see, but it shows me some error, right? No worries, you cannot see it. Right. It says, please include the email address. So it is working fine. So tushar@gmail.com. Enter a message, hi, submit, and now it is working. Perfect. Coming back to our HTML page. So I think this is done for my HTML. Now I'll come to the CSS part of it. Okay, let me just quickly go through it, HTML bit. And let me check if I've missed something or messed up something. Okay, good. Looks good. All right, moving on. Now I'll make some changes to the entire page. So I'll go and pick body. You can write body or you can use star, which is a universal selector, up to you. I'll go with body and change the font family to, I think this one. Let's go with this one. All right. And then I will provide a background color. I want it to be a little bit off-white. And also you can see there are two types or two ways to provide a color. Number one is you can simply write the name green, blue, black, or you can provide a hex code. So for this, you have to simply write hash and whatever color you have in mind, you can do that like this. And the best part about VS Code is if you're not satisfied with the color, you can simply click on it and move the cursor to change the color, okay? So I think I'll go with this one. Let's see how it looks like. And you can see the background color has changed slightly, okay? Ever so slightly. Now, if I want to change it to much darker, I can do that. Come over here, drag all the way, and the color has changed. Again, click on it, scroll over here, and yep, the font, the color has changed. I will also provide a text align because right now it looks very weirdish and towards the left side of the screen, right? And let's go with center. So every text present on my page will move to the center like this. Okay. And padding, I'll provide a padding to, again, 20 pixels. Perfect. So you have a little space between your page and the margin or the border. Perfect. After doing the body bit, I'm going to call the main title. And since it's a ID, I'm going to use a hashtag. So main title, and I want to change color to, okay, let's decide color. Aqua white. Nope, too light. This one. Okay, looks good. Or I can go a bit darker over here. Like this. Right. And please don't judge me. I'm not a good designer. So main title, I want to change the color. I have done it. Now for the image part, I'm going to call the image, which I have added over here, the image. So img. Now here I want to provide the border radius. And let's go with the, what, let's go with 30%. And let's see how it looks like. Okay, what about 50? Sorry, 50% looks okay. 50 will work. And then I will provide a margin. And the margin could be 10 pixels. Let's see. All right. All right, makes sense. So this is the image bit. Moving on, I have I have an intro, right? I have an intro, class intro. Now for calling class, I'll add dot intro, intro, and an intro. I want to provide basically a color to my text. So let's try crimson. Okay, this is the color. And I also want to provide a font size to, now here are multiple options: large, medium, small, smaller, right? I'll go with 14 pixels. And yeah, it looks good. 14 pixels look good. Okay, 20 looks good. Now after doing intro part, I'm going to add the CSS to my UL list. So I'll call UL. And in the UL, I'll provide list style type. And if I want to change it to square, now you will see it will show squares over here, right? If I want to provide disk, it will show circles over here. Okay. So let's go with square. And what else? I'll provide some padding also from left to be 0%. Perfect. Now you can see my dots have been aligned towards more towards left. Okay, if I comment it out like this, these dots are much more towards the center of the screen. But ever since I provide a padding to it, it moved towards the left of the screen. Great. Then comes I think form, right? Yes, the form. So I'll call out form and provide some CSS to it. Let's go with background color, of course. And for this, I'm going to use hex code and FFF, which is a white color. So form, background color white. like this. Okay, looks a bit weird right now. Let's change that. Provide padding, and padding should be 20 pixels. Okay. Then comes the margin from top. The margin from top is because I'll show you. It will provide some distance to it. So that is why I'm going to use margin from top to separate the text from the other text. That is why margin. And display. I'm going to use inline block for this. So you can play with it, okay? There are so many options: block, content, flex box. Let's go with inline block. Sorry, inline block. And you can see it has somehow submerged to it. Then comes the border, which is 1 pixels. And I want to provide a color. So it will be solid, the solid line. And the color should be a darkish, slightish gray. Okay. Perfect. All right. Moving on. Now after doing that, I'm going to provide a border radius too. Border radius is 10 pixels. Oh, sorry. Just a minute. Okay. Make sure that you terminate the statement by using semicolon. This is very important. If you do not use semicolon towards the end of the line, it will keep on continuing. So border radius, it should be 10 pixels. Now you can see a rounded corners over here, right? Now, once we're done with the border radius, I think I'm going to use a call input. And let's check. We have input, input, and input. Okay, perfect. So for input, right. So input is, or what else? Input type should be text, right? Okay, input type text, perfect. For text, I'm going to provide, sorry, and padding 10 pixels, and background color to be lightish black, not really black. This one looks good. After that, I'm going to provide some. Okay, let's just quickly check it. The page looks good so far. Enter your email, Tushar, and submit. Throws an error. Perfect. Tushar@gmail.com. All right, so it is working, but since we have not connected the backend, it will not store our message. And just to check it, I'll come to the console part. It will show error for sure. Console. Right. Yeah, nothing will happen. Yeah. No, I'm so sorry. So yeah, this is how a basic structure of a website looks like. You can provide images, text, uh, and again, I will encourage every one of you to just go and play with it. Okay, HTML and CSS is not something you can learn by watching videos or attending classes. You have to get down and do it. I am a self-taught trainer. I have not taken any coachings. I've done my BTech, but in civil engineering from an IT Allahabad. But I have not learned this in a very traditional manner. I've learned this using by my own, sitting down with my seniors, doing mistakes, learning from mistakes. So I would recommend every one of you to, after the session, just go to your computer and browser, take the help of W3 schools wherever you need to. This recording will be shared with you all. Watch this recording and build your own static a page, whatever you want. If you want to build your resume, you can do that. If you want to clone something, you can do that. And if you want to just design a random page, you can do that. So I think this is all about from this session. I hope I was able to cover the bare minimum of HTML and CSS. Again, if you have any questions, in 3 minutes, you can ask. My battery is running low. And the whole point of this video was to just to show you how you can, send text or use H1, H2, H3. Right. So far you've learned how to add HTML, how to write codes on CSS. After doing the session, open your computer, laptop, whatever, start writing your code, make mistakes, learn from your mistakes. Okay. I don't see any doubts over here. So I think over to you, Milan. Thank you, everyone.
Hi, thank you, Tusha, for such a wonderful session. It was actually very interesting and very engaging. And I see the students always very much engaged in the chat box, talking to you, asking question, and a special appreciation for all the students here, because I kept seeing that they are actually replying to other students' doubts, clarifying their queries in between themselves also. So that was really good to see. I hope everyone had a really good time, and it has been a very interesting session for you. Again, thank you, Tusha, for such a good session, and hope I will have you on here for further programs like this.
Sure. Thank you
So,
so much.
students, please.
No, please, over to you, Milan. Thank you.
Thank you, Tusha. Students, the attendance form will be shared in your WhatsApp groups right about now. I'll also share it link in the chat box, but we will be ending the meeting right now itself. So please look forward for the attendance link in your WhatsApp groups. It's just a simple Google form. Everyone can fill it very fast. And yes, if you can tag this class in your LinkedIn if you want. For any other queries or any other issues that you are facing, please reach out to the admin team. So mail us. I will put the mailer in the group in the chat right now.
Also, just wanted to end on a note that students, this was just a fundamental class. We will build more and much more on this. So for other sessions, for Masterclass 2, 3, 4 coming sessions, please ensure that your basics, your fundamentals are clear. Okay. Thank you.
Students, the attendance link has been shared in your WhatsApp groups. I'm putting it here just for a couple of minutes. So thank you all for being here today, and I hope I will see the same enthusiasm and I will see the same drive in the coming master classes. I will remind you all again, the learning plan submission deadline for front-end web development, FWD, is on 15th of July. So you still have some time, you still have more than a week left, but make sure all of your team has finished and completed and submitted it by then. And do not worry about the submission link. It has not been shared with any of you till now. We will be sharing it to you in the due course. You will get ample enough time to submit and upload all the certificates. But make sure it is done and kept ready by that time. Okay. So thank you all for being here, and I look forward to seeing you all in the second masterclass. Okay, thank you all.